AMD stock was up 7% last week. It's up 20% on the month and up over 24% the last 3 months. So this stock is looking good. It's now broken the downtrend line recently and is setting up for a potential trading opportunity with an 86% upside potential. So in this video, I want to share my thoughts on this trade and also the rules you may use to enter to maximize profit. Let's take a look. Now, if you find value in my analysis of AMD stock today or other stocks on my channel, you may also find value in my email newsletter. If you subscribe, I'll share with you professional trading tips to help you make more profits trading stocks. I'll leave a link in the description below. Check it out. So long term on the weekly chart, we can see AMD is long-term bullish and it trends really nicely, offering multiple chances to trade this stock for a good profit. So last week AMD stock was up 7% and it's up 20% on the month. And we can see since the stock fell into this low of around about $76, the buyers have come back in quite aggressively and pushed the price back up in the last 12 weeks. It's broken through this downtrend line and it's looking really good. It's looking very bullish, as if this move is going to keep going. And potentially the price may rise all the way up to the all-time high of around 226. Looking at the chart, we can see there are some particular key price levels for AMD stock that really stand out in terms of the price peaks and troughs and where it's changed direction in the past. So let's mark up these key levels to indicate where price may go in the future. So first up is the all-time high of 226. So let's mark that up. Now underneath that level, there's another price peak corresponding to this price action back here in December 2021. And that's around $164. So I'll mark that up as well. Underneath 164, there's a price peak here created during June 2023, so about 2 years ago. So let's mark that up at 132. Underneath 132, we've also got a significant level of around $93. And you can see price tested it here a few times, came back and found support. And it's a strong level through the price action in the last 5 years, particularly with this support here before it moved up and created the most recent price peak. So let's mark that one up too. And underneath 93, we've got the most recent price trough where price has reversed and found support. And that's that level here around 76. So based on the price action in the last couple of months, it does look as if AMD has found support at $76. The buyers have come back in aggressively to buy up the stock, seeing value around that price. And you can see on screen, I've got a confirmed trend line on the price action. And since it fell into that low of $76, it has moved up consecutively, breaking the downtrend line, proving that currently the buyers are in control and they're outmuscling the sellers. So looking at this trading opportunity and what rules you might use to trade the stock, we can see we've got a few rules being triggered. We've got the price falling into a key support level. It's clear that price has reversed since then. It also has broken this trend line. It's created this peak here of around $122 about 5 weeks ago. It's fallen away. Sellers have come in and had a go. They haven't been able to push the price lower than this low here of 107. And since that time, the past 2 weeks, the buyers have come back in and they're buying up the stock once again. And if I zoom in on the chart, we can see that the bar for this week, so week commencing Monday, the 9th of June, 2025, we can see at the moment, price is looking like it's going to take out this previous peak of 122, which, based on Dow theory, would confirm a entry rule to enter the stock. Essentially, since that low, price action has pushed up and broken the trend line. It's created this price peak here of of 122. It's pulled back in the last 2 weeks, and now it's looking as if it's moving up. And if price can close this week above this level here of 122, that would constitute a buy rule based on Dow theory. Essentially what we're saying is we want the buyer to be in control and prove that there's more buying pressure than selling pressure, and price must exceed this previous price peak here of 122. So if price can close above 122 for the week, this week, then you could enter the trade next week on confirmation. Now, another rule you could use to enter would be counter trend theory, where you would enter once price has exceeded this 1 bar counter trend here, which was created on the week commencing the 19th of May. So some of you might already be in this stock if you use that rule. Price exceeded that peak last week. So if you'd used that rule and you'd entered here, you may have entered a few days ago, entering at the market open at 120 on Monday morning, depending on your rules. So 2 possible rules to enter for this trade with AMD. What sort of upside potential is there if you were to take this trade? Let's have a look. So based on that counter trend entry last week, and you entered around 116, you would have a 14% upside to this first level of possible resistance here, and with an 8% stop loss using that counter trend bar as your stop loss, that gives you a overall risk to reward ratio of 1.76. And if price keeps going up to 163, this level here, that would give you a 40% upside potential. And after that point, if it trades up to the all-time high, perhaps over the next 6 months, you're looking at a 95% return. So a great opportunity, and that would give you a risk to a reward ratio of 12. Now, what about the other rule using Dow theory? If your entry is going to be above this point here, potentially next week, then your stop loss could remain in the same place. That would be 12% to the downside. And the potential profit would be a little bit less to this first target, about 8%. The second target would be around 33%. And then finally, if the stock keeps going long term and you trade it up until the all-time high, there's possibly about 85% potential available. So right now, AMD stock is looking good. It's looking bullish long term. It's had this pullback in the last 6 to 12 months. It's come in to find support, and now it's pushing off. It's broken that trend line, and we've got a couple of rules to enter this stock to take a trade with a very good risk to reward ratio based on each level of possible resistance. And overall, around about 85% to the all-time high. So it's well worth considering this trade. Let me know what you think in the comments. Would you take this trade? Would you favor the Dow entry or counter trend? Or perhaps you have another trading rule. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Thanks for watching.